Hello everybody and welcome back to another AFC Wimbledon discussion video. In today's video we are going to be talking about pretty much everything that has happened at the club in the past 3 or 4 days, the whole of this week. We've obviously all seen what has happened to the stadium. I'm going to give my opinion on that, why I think it happened, how it will affect us in the long term, the short term. And when do I see Wimbledon coming back into Plough Lane? It's an interesting topic. It could be a long time, could be a short time, but we don't really know the extent of how bad the pitch actually is and everything in the stadium. But I'll give you my best just to describe what the club has been putting out, and hopefully it will be all positive stuff, which it is looking decently positive at the moment. We're going to be talking about the fundraiser which has been put up, volunteers coming in, and everyone that has helped out. So yeah, there's negatives and much positives to talk about today. But before we get into the video, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and let me know down your thoughts in the comments on everything which has happened in the past week or so, and let me know down in the comments when you think Wimbledon will be playing back at Plough Lane. But yeah, let's get into this discussion video about the pitch. So we obviously saw, I believe it was Monday night, there was obviously a lot of rain overnight, and Wimbledon's pitch has kind of turned into a golf course, you can say, a sinkhole. I'll put some photos on screen now of it if fans don't know, but it's been heavily put over the news. Really interesting one. Obviously the River Wandle is near us. It's literally probably 100, 200 metres away from the ground. The banks obviously burst, overflowed, as with the rain overnight. It was quite heavy where I live, but I'm not too sure how bad it was at Wimbledon. So it seemed like the bank burst, which led to Wimbledon's pitch being flooded. Many other car parks around the flats as well got heavily flooded. And obviously that's happened to the pitch. There's been photos that have come out from Matt Haylock. He's put about the club shop has had pretty much an inch or two of water, but there hasn't been too much of extensive damage there. So it might be stuff which all the clothes are just touching the floor, but everything high up seems okay. And other than that, we're not really too sure what else has happened in the ground with all the damage, but hopefully there isn't too much more of the damage there. Wimbledon's pitch is obviously on a floodplain as well. When the ground wasn't built, obviously they had the track race in there as well, and a lot of the time some of the meetings there have been cancelled. They've been postponed due to the flooding, but obviously Wimbledon and the local council would have seen this. We've seen that apparently it's a 1 in 100 chance of happening, and the fact that it has happened in the first 3 years is a little bit worrying. But with climate change happening, the weather in the winters is going to get a lot worse. Hopefully Wimbledon and the local council can have some debate or find some ways to resolve it in future plans or future events when we see a massive downpour of rain. How are we going to fix it? How are we going to adjust it to make sure it doesn't happen again? But hopefully all of these negatives at the moment will turn into positives. We've seen that Sky Sports have been down at Plough Lane and on Wimbledon social media that they've been digging up parts of the pitch, and to be honest it doesn't look too bad, but we don't know what's under the pitch and how damaged it is. But from everything that looks on the pitch, it looks decent. Seems like I just need to get grass down, but I'm sure the damage is a little bit more. So let's talk about how this will affect us at the start, with games being called off. So first of all, we were playing Newcastle at home. It was meant to be on Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff. Such a shame. We deserved that draw so much after beating Ipswich on penalties in the last round of the Carabao Cup. Would have been probably the biggest night at Plough Lane so far. Sold out crowd, home and away. Atmosphere would have been buzzing, and to be fair, I thought we had a real chance to get through. And we'll talk about that the fact that it's been moved to St James's Park in a minute or so. Yeah, seeing it called off has been literally devastating news, as it would have been a special night, and the money that would have been generated from Newcastle coming down, a packed out Wimbledon crowd. There would have been fans which coming from the local area seeing we playing Newcastle. New fans would have been generated from that as well. So it would have been immense, and it's such a shame that it would have been called off. Our game, which was meant to be tomorrow as well as of filming, Accrington Stanley at home, was meant to be at Plough Lane. They haven't won a game, so it looks pretty much in favour for Wimbledon to win the game. That's also been called off. We heard from the Womble's Had a Dream podcast that QPR was rumoured, Sutton United was rumoured. It's a shame because that we couldn't really get it at their grounds, as QPR aren't at home until the 1st of October, so they do have a free weekend where no one's playing on Saturday at their ground. And the fact that we've had relationships with QPR before, of when Plough Lane was getting built during COVID, we played at QPR for the first 2 or 3 months of the season, so that relationship's there, but it's a shame that we couldn't get it done. I'm guessing the time was just too little of time to get all the logistics done, which is fair enough, but this does mean that we will get a big backlog of home games, but could turn into positives because you'll have the home crowd there. You have the home crowd at Plough Lane, hopefully sold out crowds in these Tuesday night games, get a good attendance there, and hopefully we can pick up 3 points. Yes, we only have to play away games and we might have 2-week breaks between each game, but we got Salford, then Notts County, then hopefully maybe Carlisle game that could be postponed due to international duty, but if not, hopefully we'll be back at Plough Lane by then. Someone high up in Wimbledon did say that their aim is the 12th of October against Carlisle, but is under a month, half a month. Does it seem pretty realistic? I'm not so sure. Maybe if we do beat Newcastle, we'll have Chelsea at home, and that could be the game which we're back at Plough Lane, so that is the end of October. We do have a home game against Morecambe on the 22nd of October, so hopefully we can have that as a week later. If we do beat Newcastle on that Tuesday or Wednesday night, it will be Chelsea at home at Plough Lane, so we want to be back for that if we do beat Newcastle. But yeah, seeing games that have been called off has been pretty devastating, but Wimbledon will get through it. We've been through much, much worse before, I can tell you that, and I'm sure a little bit of damage in the pitch and in the stadium will not affect the fans, and it really hasn't. Obviously, money does come into factor, that it will cost money to renovate the pitch and whatever needs to be done in the stadium facilities. I've heard rumours that we might be insured on everything, so we might not have to pay quite a lot of money that we thought we would have had to renovate all the stadium damage and all of the pitch. Ivor Heller did talk on TalkSport yesterday, I believe it was, and he said it could cost up to $1 million. Maybe not on pitch damage, but we're not too sure how bad that is and how bad the stadium damage is, so it could easily be up to that. But now we've talked all about the negatives and what has happened at the ground and everything that has happened to the pitch and to the surrounding areas, into the changing rooms and everything, the club shop, blah, blah, blah. But let's move on to the positives. Obviously, Newcastle didn't get a bye, which is a good thing. We want to play the game. We want to be competitive. I think we have a chance to win. Yes, it's now at St James's Park, so it becomes a lot tougher. But we do face Newcastle away from home on Tuesday night. I will be doing a live stream as well during the game, so that'll be a good thing if fans want to join that. Give your thoughts on the game so far. I'll have the game in the background. That'll be good. But yeah, we face Newcastle on Tuesday night. It's a sold out home crowd so far. Wimbledon have sold around just 1,000 tickets, which is positive. But the money that will be generated from there, I think we get 45% of the revenue created from that game. So that's really good, and that will go towards all of the damage as well, as Wimbledon will be doing refunds for the home game against Newcastle. So the money that will be generated from the Newcastle away game will massively help us. And fair play for any of the Wimbledon fans travelling up to Newcastle. Only have about 7 days to organise everything. The money that you have to spend up there to get there is fair play to you. The fundraiser that we've seen, every Wimbledon fan have seen, we had a fundraiser go live, and I believe it's around £120,000, which is brilliant. It can go to the pitch or anything else that Wimbledon need to have. Newcastle United also donated 15 grand, which is amazing from them. And there was a stat that I believe Ray Armfield put on Twitter, and around 80 out of the 92 clubs, there's been a fan from one of those clubs who has put a donation in. So it kind of just shows the football family coming into that and how well football is and how everyone loves Wimbledon, which is brilliant to see. But yeah, fair play for all of the fans contributing. It's really good to see. It shows how much Wimbledon means to everyone in the community and in the wider range of the footballing world. And we've also seen clubs from abroad as well that have put donations in. There's also been some funny donations from Wimbledon fans putting that MK players are donating, which is so funny. And final thing to talk about, volunteers helping out as well. There's been many volunteers that have come down to Plough Lane to help out, to help the water going out, to help the pitch being renovated back up again. And that just shows how much of an amazing club that we have. Volunteers coming down, putting their heart and soul in for free. It just shows how much we want to get back to Plough Lane and how much it just means to everyone best club in the absolute world. I think everyone can agree with that. How I think it will affect us in the long term, it could come out positive. I mean, yes, we will have a backlog of games, but I think, obviously, as I said in the previous parts of this video, Wimbledon have been through a lot worse, and we will get through this. Hopefully, be back at Plough Lane in 1 or 2 months' time. Just got to win all our away games. How good is that? And then we'll have a backlog of home games come towards the end of the season, but it could turn out positive, as you want to be. Pushing the playoffs, pushing top 3 in front of your home crowd. So yeah, we will see. We will see how it all works and how it will all come out in the end. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on everything that's happened at Wimbledon. When do you think we'll be back at Plough Lane? How incredible is it about the fundraiser? Let us know if you've donated. I definitely have as well. It's great to see. So yeah, let me know if you're at Newcastle as well, because fair play if you are taking the trip up there. Loyal supporters, we all are, but fair play for taking the trip. So yeah, let me know down in the comments all your thoughts on that. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully the Dons will be back playing at Plough Lane soon and keeping the momentum that we've already started in League 2. Come on, you Dons. Thank you for watching.